Good to be with you again. For 7 weeks we celebrate Easter. We rejoice in the risen Christ. And now, nearing the conclusion of this season, we celebrate the Lord returning to the Father in heaven in the Ascension, and then the pouring forth of the Spirit upon the church, bringing it to birth. And we are always making those days between Ascension and Pentecost days of very special prayer, as we ask the Spirit to come upon us once again and renew us in our commitment to Christ and strengthen us as witnesses of Christ's truth and mercy and love to others. Of course, the joy of our faith is being pushed aside in some ways by the horrors that we've experienced in our society with the killing of so many innocent children. And once more, we are confronted with this awful reality of violence, bloodshed, the killing of innocent lives. I'm just amazed as I hear people talking about it and everyone saying, what can we do? We've got to do something to change this and make sure it doesn't happen again. And there are things that they're talking of that will perhaps mitigate the problem, and strengthening school security and so forth. But I keep thinking how strange it is that so many intelligent people don't make the connection and realize that what we are experiencing in our society is the bitter fruit of a society that has lost the sense of the sacredness of every human life. A society cannot say, especially to its young people, you can kill a baby as long as it's still in the mother's womb, but you can't kill outside. Now, that's inconsistent. A society has to be consistent in saying every single human life, no matter what age, in the womb, out of the womb, no matter what race, what nationality, nothing matters. Every single life is sacred. And until our society faces up to that reality, I'm afraid these horrors are going to go on and on. I hear people saying, oh, I'm sick and tired of these awful killings of children. And of course, it's not just these mass shootings in schools. Almost every week we hear again, every night, there's stories of 2, 3, 4 killings in Philadelphia, and Wilmington, and Baltimore, and New York, and Chicago, and on it goes. And we keep shaking our heads in disbelief. We've never had to live with such a reality. It's like our society is degenerating into an awful jungle. Welcome to a world without God. So many people in our society say, oh, we don't need God. We don't need a God to tell us how to live. We think we're so much smarter than God. Unfortunately, we're reaping the bitter fruit of this. Yes, even the ancient peoples in ancient Greece, they recognized the need for their people to be religious. They knew that if our people are not religious, our society is going to have a lot of problems. Society is going to become impossible. And I know some will say, oh, but it's the mother's own body. She's making a decision. No, it isn't. That's a lie. All you have to do is follow the science. The science says very clearly, the life in the mother's womb is a new individual with a new heart rate, fingerprints, feelings. Half of them are male inside of a female's womb. The argument that it's just her body is not true. And to say, oh, yes, we've got to do this. It's amazing to me that Margaret Sanger established Planned Parenthood because of her racist views. She wanted to reduce the number of colored people in our society. It's amazing to me with all the accusations at times of racism that no one faces up to that reality. And indeed, although black people, we are told, are about 17% of our nation's population, but 40% of the abortions are killing the children of black mothers. We have to pray for our nation, that people will come to their senses and realize the truth. Every single life is sacred and must be protected. And if any lives are not protected and respected, then all human life is in danger. All of our society is in danger. We pray for our nation. We pray for those poor parents and families and a whole community that has lost so many beloved children, for the 2 teachers that were killed. We pray that there will be an end to this violence, this complete disrespect for the sacredness of human life, whether it's in our schools or in the streets, where so many even innocent children are killed there, and accidental firings apparently. We pray for our leaders, that they'll put politics aside and come to recognize the truth that our society must be based on. The dignity of every human life. That's what it's all about. God bless you and your families and our community of faith.